Rania from Group 7 Cognitive Psychology in Faculty of Psychology of Universitas Padjadjaran, and my name is Dava.
I am Migdal.
And I'm Rania.
At this time, we will present you the result of our task about the differences in view of LGBT among Indonesian and Dutch. This virtual mobility assignment is a task that aims to help psychology students from Universitas of Padjadjaran and Maastricht University to have different experience by interacting and working together with students from another part of the world, and also to give insight to Universitas Padjadjaran and Maastricht students about how psychology is seen by students from other parts of the world. In this virtual mobility, our group uses moral reasoning about LGBT as our topic, and we wanted to know how it differs in Dutch culture and Indonesian culture. So, we are going to define what is moral reasoning and what is LGBT first, and then we are going to tell you how the group contributes into both. Simply, moral reasoning is a thinking process to decide whether or not an idea is right. Then, LGBT is a short form from lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender. So, our goal here is answering some question about LGBT, seeing how the opinion differs among Unpad and Maastricht students, and knowing how culture gives effects to thinking processes. We will try to keep the explanation as simple as possible.
So, to achieve our goal, we first gathered some questions that we thought the answers would be different among students from Unpad and students from Maastricht, and represent their thought about LGBT. Then we made a Google form to collect the participants' responses, and the participants here are the students from Faculty of Psychology in Unpad and in Maastricht. So the first question is, do you agree with the existence of LGBT? 77.78% of Unpad participants disagreed, and 100% of Maastricht participants agreed. Second question is, do you think that being gay or lesbian is normal? And again, 77.78% Unpad participants said it's not normal, while 100% of Maastricht participants say the opposite. Third question, do you feel comfortable when you're around LGBT people? Well, 66.67% Unpad participants doesn't feel comfortable when they are around LGBT people, while 100% of Maastricht participants feel comfortable, or you can say, yeah, it's not a big problem for them. So, next question, LGBT is something that must be cured. So, 55.56% of Unpad participants said yes. As we know that most of Indonesians are Muslim and religious people, so they see LGBT people as deviant from religious teachings, and biologically they ask, how can they even carry on their offspring? So it's not supposed to be like that. On the other hand, 100% from Maastricht participants said no to the question. They said that LGBT is not a disease. The people were born that way, so they couldn't choose because it's not even an option. Next question. How do you think LGBT perceive the world? Then, Unpad participants thought that LGBT perceive the world as a cruel place. They are discriminated and forced to confess that they are LGBT. So LGBT close themselves from the world because of how the world treats them, and they feel more comfortable when they are around the person who has the same sex orientation. And last, the Unpad participants thought that the people who less accept LGBT are not open-minded. In the other side, Maastricht participants thought that LGBT perceive that the world is unfair because they have to struggle to go through in life. World is a negative place because they are treated unkind. The world doesn't accept their existence, and the world is less tolerant. And some of them thought that LGBT perceive the world in the same way we do. Last question. What do you think about the government action facing this issue? And on-site participants said that the government should make LGBT illegal because if it is legalized, then there will be chaos. And the government should let LGBT live and get the rights like the others do. But if LGBT became radical, they had to be punished. On the other hand, Maastricht students said that the government from countries around the world should legalize LGBT. And LGBT have to be treated equally as long as they don't do harmful things. Well, we can see how UNPAD participants view LGBT differently from Maastricht participants. We know that Indonesia is a collectivistic country and Netherlands is individualistic country. Independence in individualistic country is highly valued. Being different from the others is just a normal thing. But being different from the others in collectivistic country is often considered as weird, not normal, and shameful. So Indonesia and Netherlands have different cultural backgrounds that affect the thinking process of their people.
By collaborating with students from Maastricht University, it helps us to understand psychology in different perspectives due to cultural difference that we have. Culture makes us have different behavior and different view, especially in psychology. So it is very interesting for us to know how psychology seen and learned by them. The good thing that we earn from this task is we can understand how people can think differently about one same topic. But because of the time difference quite far, it was difficult for us to arrange an ideal time for group discussion. And because of the task that requested by lecturers from both universities are different, so we became confused about how the direction of the task is gonna be and how we will work together on this. Because we didn't set the deadline for things that we're gonna do before, so we become a little bit confused in the process. So next time there will be another group work, it is better for us to determine things that we gonna do from the beginning and set the deadline.
Thank you for watching.
If you like the content that we brought, feel free to hit the like button below.
Because our scar will depend on it.
And
Bye bye.